Good afternoon, South Africa, and a very warm welcome to you. This is Afternoon Express. My name is Jeannie D, and I hope you're having a very, very happy hump day. Now, today on the show, we are catching up with the original queen of Kwaito, Mshoza, actually, who was one of the only recording female Kwaito artists of the 90s. She is here, and she is back with another single and many other exciting things in the pipeline. Plus, we chat to Susan Potgieter, Head of Relationship Management at Sabric, about using mobile banking without compromising on safety. And our furry friends, Donut and Baxter, are in the loft, spreading some love and happiness and keeping us in check as per usual. Now remember, you can share your thoughts with us by... Come boy! Oh, he's so cute. You can share your thoughts with us by tweeting us at Afternoon Chat using the official hashtag Afternoon Express or comment on our Facebook page.
Now with the cold front here, it's really cold and miserable outside, but we're about to turn up the heat in the kitchen. Hi, my name is Palisa Tembe, and for a country that is renowned for its wine, we all should be superior wine snobs. But that's not always the case. But luckily we have our amazing chef Clem to talk us through wines and cooking with wines.
So here's the thing, right? I know my wines really well, but
Yeah.
I have a very special friend who's actually a Woolies wine buyer, Rebecca Constable, and if I didn't know anything about wines, I call her, I have her on speed dial, and she's going to be in the kitchen with us today talking us through some new sulphite-free and vegan-friendly wines. Sound good?
I think Rebecca should be one of my best friends too.
Everybody needs Rebecca on speed dial, and we'll be giving out our cell phone number. No, we're not giving out her cell phone number. No, we won't do that.
You cannot do that to Rebecca.
No, we won't.
But I'm looking forward to the mushroom risotto.
It's going to be amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Absolutely amazing indeed. Now dubbed as the Queen of Kwaito, Mshoza is no stranger to the Afternoon Express family. With 3 albums under her belt, Mshoza is ready to show South Africa why she's the first lady of Kwaito in her latest single, Ayina and her upcoming album. But first, here's a throwback to show you some of the songs that made her one of the most loved female artists in the history of South Africa.
And of course, Mshoza, live in our loft. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
This is your second time on the show, and I think all of your fans and all of our viewers absolutely loved having you here. So we had to have you over again. How have you been?
Keeping right. I've been okay.
Yeah.
Through a lot, but I'm okay.
You have been through a lot. Let's start from that. Firstly, I must congratulate you. Ayina chorus is so good. I mean, I think we all heard about it first of all when, like, literally every single South African celebrity was tweeting about it and putting it on the Insta.
Yeah.
How did this song come about? It's just so good.
I don't know. I think it's just being creative and doing what I feel I like.
Yeah.
Because if you like something, if you believe in something, then it's easy for you to tell the world about.
Yeah.
But it's a song that I just liked. I liked Black, where I sampled it.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to confuse people too much. And also, I think the lesser the better.
Yeah, I think it's amazing. Well, Pearl is definitely a fan,
Oh,
and then
my
Nadia also. No, but it's such a good song. It is so catchy. It's absolutely
her.
brilliant. How funny is she? They are hilarious. Okay, now your life is nothing short of colourful. And I suppose, you know, your name and the tabloids are like best friends as far as we're concerned.
I don't know.
But now to the point that you're going to set the record straight and you're going to have your own reality show. Is that right?
Yeah. Yeah, yes, I will be having my own.
Jeez, I'm going to be watching.
And it's a funny one. I'm not even trying to set the record straight. It's just me showing people who I really am.
Yeah.
And contrary to what they believe, contrary to Mshoza that they alleged that they're supposed to be knowing that she's supposed to be.
Exactly.
It's also called Ayina script.
Yeah.
so it has no script.
I love that. But I really hope it does end up being like that, because don't you feel like so many South African reality shows are reality shows, but we only see the glossy bits. We only see the good parts. We don't really ever see the, you know, the hardcore behind the scenes stuff. Are we going to be seeing that on your reality show?
That's why there are celebrities and there's a Mshoza.
Yeah.
I think she's the realest of them all.
Yeah.
I believe in living, doing me, and not trying to impress anyone else. Hence, I don't release every year.
Yeah.
That's not a lie. Like, trust me, I'm not much on Instagram and all of that, but I always impress me, not the next person. So the next person will have to choose if they're impressed with me or not.
Yeah.
Also, it doesn't really concern me because I'm not living for them. They are not me. I can't make them love me if they don't.
Exactly.
You know, I'm not money. Also, I'm not death. I can't be feared by everyone. So it's going to be as real as it's not scripted. Ain't a script.
Yeah.
Much as this song has no chorus, you decide what you want to do with it. If you want to put a chorus, it's your own daba. So it's...
I'm looking forward to that.
Thanks.
You just mentioned social media. Now, what happened to your social media account? I mean, you ended everything, and now you're coming back slowly. But what happened? Why did you decide to cut it all out?
You got the scoop. You know it all.
I mean, this is my job.
It was hacked into my Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, emails.
Yeah.
To a point where even
Gee, that's so
my
violating.
office had to stop because now everything was taken. So I'm starting everything from scratch. But it's okay, you know. Sometimes you have to start from scratch. New life, new everything. And probably new friends, new fans. Got myself new fans.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's okay to start from scratch.
And did anything bad come from that, or was it quite like, you know, did anybody hack into your account and like send bad messages to people, or was it quite cathartic to just delete everything and start from the beginning? Did you feel like you were closing a chapter on a part of
Obviously,
your
I
life?
would have never deleted an account that had so many followers.
I know.
But my ugly ex-husband, cute, ugly ex-husband of mine, did hack into it, and he was trying to protect himself somehow, I think. So, but it's okay. I started from scratch. I'm okay with it.
Okay, let's talk about that, because, I mean, in your music videos, you've got great taste in cars, but you've got terrible taste in men. No, listen, I'm not far off. But I remember, like, you were in a relationship that almost killed you. So how have you recovered? And also, you've started a foundation now for abused women, and you're doing so much amazing work from it. But what has lended itself, I suppose, to your recovery and to you being able to shut that door, leave those men, and say, you know, I'm here for me now?
Wait, I wanted to ask this question before. Do you believe a cat has 9 lives?
I believe you do. Do I believe a cat has 9 lives? Yeah, I do, but I think humans do as well.
Yeah, I think I'm that cat. I think I have lives. I think I still have 5, 6 to go.
Yeah.
So I've survived a few, and I don't know how I find myself in situations. Yeah. But I believe, okay, fine, let me not blow my own horn. Let me just leave it there.
No, you can.
I don't know how I end up.
platform.
I don't know how I end up with these men. But I can't honestly say these are bad men.
Yeah.
There's always a good in some. There's a lot of good in every human being.
Yeah.
But there's always a bad side when something happens. There's always that side where not everyone, we all not perfect actually.
Yeah.
We're not angels. So there is that side where if someone wants to take your thing, you will try and protect. Or if you feel like you're losing your thing because of your own doings at times.
I know.
You want to protect and keep it, but by trying to keep water, if you squeeze it, obviously it'll go out of your hands. So I think that's what happens in most situations. So, however, I will still get married probably next year, so it's fine.
Okay.
So
you still believe in love and marriage? This is great.
But remember, love has done nothing to me.
Yeah.
It's the type of guys that I go out with.
Yeah.
So I can never give up on love until maybe love says, look, I'm the one that's doing you wrong, so give up. I'm not going to give up.
Yeah. You said you're going to get married again next year. Do you have a current love interest?
You're being shushy right now. Do I have someone?
You don't have to answer, but you do.
No.
But I mean, has anything changed because I mean, I have a type, I'll tell you the truth. And I keep on dating the same guy over and over and over again.
Okay.
So have you shifted?
Let me ask you,
are
what
looking
type
for
of
different
guys
Yeah,
Do you find
this
yourself-
is your interview, my darling.
Just do it.
Yeah,
now.
no, we're discussing it.
It'd be
We're
nice to
discussing it.
hear
I'll
from
answer
you,
your
though.
questions, you answer mine.
So you don't want to answer me?
No, I'll answer
You'd love
you.
for me to answer you.
No, what do you want me to answer for you?
What type of guys do you go for?
Oh, well, so good looking, charming, sweet.
They're all the same.
They're all the same.
You never find those rough guys. And why do people find themselves in the same relationship? Do you think we attract who we are?
Yes. I do,
So you
I do
think
believe
I'm
that.
gangster?
No. I believe that you're attracted to a little bit of that gangster element, yeah. But now I want to know,
Okay.
because now you're in recovery, you're moving away from those kind of relationships, I hope, and you're doing such amazing work with that. And I suppose it's probably quite healing for you. Tell me about the foundation that you're working with.
ABSAF is called, it's ABSAF in abbreviation, Abantu
Yeah.
Smile Again Foundation.
Yeah.
So basically trying to get those ones who have been hurt and been through a lot
Yeah.
to smile again.
Yeah.
Not only abused, well, my focus on the abused women, kids, because I sort of like, I do understand where they come from. And
Yeah.
at times I do understand where it starts, because I saw abuse when I was still young, and
Yeah.
I'm seeing it even now. I'm trying not for my kids not to see it. And it starts from granny, great granny, and all of that. So I'm trying to create something whereby I will be able to protect them.
Yeah.
But not by saying, leave the relationship you're in, leave your marriage, run away from home. Then what happens? If you say I must leave my boyfriend who's buying my undies and everything, where do I go,
Yeah.
Sisi? You're telling me I must run away from this one. Where do
Yeah.
I go from this? So I'm trying to find a solution where, okay, fine. It's okay. We understand that he's buying you food, but you can leave him and we'll find you a job. We'll get you a job. Or we'll get you skills for you to get a job. You know, those are things I'm trying to come up with. I'm working with
Phenomenal.
Arts and Culture and on all other companies with it.
I feel like you're restoring dignity for so many women by doing that, because you're empowering them. It's really, I'm so proud of you, because that's really amazing. We'll put all of the details of your foundation on our website.
Okay,
and we
thank you,
hope
thank
that you
you.
can continue to help so many more women.
Thank you.
And
But they
we
must
can't
also
wait-
help me by
Yes.
downloading the song, make money for the godmother so she can help you.
Exactly. And you're going to be performing a little bit later. We can't wait. Mwah.
Thank you very much.
Queen of Kwaito, but also the queen of reinventing herself. So I'm looking forward to her performance a little later on. But after the break, we unpack exactly what goes into a bottle of wine with specialist wine buyer Rebecca Constable. Plus, we show you which vegan and sulphate-free wines are perfect for your mushroom risotto. And later, we get tips on how to prevent being a victim of mobile banking scams with Susan Potgieter.
Are you the smoothest fan to Mzansi's biggest stars?
Prove it by entering SABC1's new Tropica Smooth Fan TV show. By Tropica, follow the entry details on pack, select your favorite celeb who you know best, and you can compete on the live TV quiz show. And also stand a chance to win thousands of daily prizes and a share of 1 million rand. Enter and catch the Tropica Smooth Fan quiz show on SABC1, Fridays at 6 p.m.
welcome back to Afternoon Express, and we're back in the kitchen with some of my favorite things, risotto and vino. Now, when it comes to wines, it's great to know your Merlots from your Cab Sauves, your Chennons from your Chardonnays, but most importantly, it's vital that we know what goes into a bottle of wine, because we know what comes out of it. To help us with our wine knowledge is specialist wine buyer for Woolies, Rebecca Constable, who will be unpacking vegan and sulphate-free wines for us. Welcome to the show.
Thanks, Jenny. Hi.
I've never heard of vegan wines before. How is regular wine not vegan-friendly?
Well, it's a little bit complicated, but
Yeah.
essentially a vegan wine, in the processing of making wine, there is a process that's called fining.
Okay.
And this fining process is you add a component such as, which could be animal derived, so things like a casein or a milk egg white, for example, and those are added to these wines to remove some of the impurities. So these impurities can't just be filtered out because they're soluble impurities. As I was saying, it's quite technical and scientific, but effectively these derivatives are added, animal derivatives are added to remove those impurities. And they're effectively in the winemaking process to get the sort of taste profile that the winemaker would like, or to ensure that the wine is actually clear and not cloudy.
Okay, amazing. Now, my favourite dish to go with my wines is risotto. And Clem, you are doing just that.
And you
It
cannot
smells
make a good
amazing
risotto
already.
without having some wine in there.
Exactly.
So I'm going to try some of this. I've got some Chardonnay over here, and this is a vegan-friendly Chardonnay. What I've done is I've cooked up my rice in a little bit of butter, a little bit of leeks just to toast it.
Yeah.
A little bit of the wine goes in. What's also important, you can serve this to your kids. Yes, you can, because we're going to cook all the
alcohol
alcohol
comes
out.
out.
Very,
Yeah.
very important.
Genius.
Which is something to keep in mind, all right? And then what you're going to do is give it a good mix, let all that alcohol keep on evaporating. And then to this, we're going to add some, because we're keeping it plant-based, right?
Yeah.
We're going to add some dairy-free cream cheese to it
Want some
instead
help
of
with
adding
that?
some Parmesan to
Have
it.
you already added it, or do you want me to do it for you?
I've got this.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to multitask as a man today.
Good luck with that.
There we go.
I love that clip.
All right. Super easy.
Okay, there you go. You're going to do it. Perfect. I love that stuff. Just that coconut spread on a cracker is absolutely amazing. Now, something else that I've got to thank you for, the sulphate-free wine. Okay, what exactly are sulphates, and why do I not get hangovers or headaches the next day after drinking the sulphate-free wine?
Jen, I'm afraid that is a little bit of a myth, you know, the fact that you don't get a hangover.
Well, it just shows that it works as a placebo. Because in my mind, I know
100%.
not getting a hangover, and then I wake up in the morning like, not having a hangover today.
Well, let's go back to the basics. So sulfur is actually naturally occurring in wine. So when the grapes are grown naturally in the ground, on the vines, etc. So that's part of the whole winemaking process. But what we do in winemaking process is actually add sulfur to the wines, and that's really, it acts as a preservative. So it effectively means that it prevents oxidation and it keeps that wine effectively fresher for longer. And also helps reduce some of the impurities that are in the wine. So it actually kills a lot of the yeasts and that bacteria that might be actually naturally occurring in the process.
So then would you say that sulphate-free wine is healthier?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's just it. You know, in today's world, people have different lifestyles and they want to make different, healthier, different decisions and lifestyle options.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the big things is why sulphite-free wines have become so popular.
Sure.
I mean, obviously, it is actually an allergen. There are some people who are allergic to sulphur or react to sulphur, should I say. And that is probably more the reason why people are actually wanting to look for these options. So that's probably why. But yeah, I'm sorry, but the reason why you probably got the hangover is to do with quantity rather than quality of
That's
wine.
quite true. Oh, busted. Okay, but I suppose the only reason for having that many sulphurs in a wine anyway is if you plan on keeping a wine for a very long time. But if it's just going to be your daily drinking wine, definitely go sulphur-free.
Well, I mean, that's just... The thing is that ultimately sulphur is used, as I said, in that winemaking process quite traditionally in order to to preserve the wine, yes. But, I mean, ultimately, in olden days or in days gone by, it was less controlled.
Okay.
In modern winemaking days nowadays, actually it's a lot more controlled and more rigorously controlled in terms of the amount that's being added.
Okay.
So actually, a lot of the modern practice means that sulphur is being reduced anyway.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I love a wine expert. I look forward to having a glass with you.
Yay.
But now, is that oregano that I can smell?
I had actually a bit of rosemary and a bit of thyme that went in there. And then some crispy fried exotic mushrooms.
Yeah.
You could use the exotic ones, the variety that you get in there. Or you can actually use the kebabs and grill it, because we're talking about braai as well, and then pop it into your risotto to get an extra smoky flavor.
Okay.
Yeah.
This may be a silly question, but are all mushrooms alike in flavor?
No. No.
Sorry, darling.
bad
Just
to see.
like all wines are not the same.
I like that.
Okay. So a mushroom's not a mushroom is a
No,
mushroom.
which is quite nice when you buy the variety pack of exotic mushrooms. You got the shimijis, the gnocchis, the oysters in there, and they all deliver a bit like a different flavor. Some are nutty, some are more earthier, and that comes through when you actually fry them. The natural sugars then caramelize a bit, and you actually get the real flavors of the mushrooms.
I tell you what, let's have a wine tasting and a mushroom
Let's just do it right now.
My treat.
Palisa can do the show on her own by now. Palisa, she's got this. It's good.
Bye, Pally, you're on your own for the rest of the show. Now, it might be September, but the winter chills are still here. But we don't mind, because this heartwarming risotto is just what you'll need to chase the chills away. And to get this recipe sent directly to your phone, SMS EAT to 33640, and we'll send you the ingredients list and, of course, a link to the recipe. Red or white?
White, please.
I've got to.
Mobile banking allows us to access all of our banking needs effectively and conveniently. And while our trusty banking apps may be a safe gateway for us, ensuring that we take all necessary precautions when using them is important. We have SABRIC Head of Relationship Management, Susan Portgieter, in the loft to explain how we can do all our mobile banking safely. Susan, welcome back.
Thank you very much.
Why is mobile banking a target for criminals?
The reality is that it is a very, very popular platform. It's easy to use, it's always on you. And because of that, many people have migrated to using mobile banking platform. We find that criminals follow business trends, and it's just logical that the more we embrace digital platforms, the more criminals will also try and exploit those.
Yeah, and we're finding that a lot of people are saving their passwords on their phones. Is that putting them at greater risk?
Absolutely. You should never do that. Never, ever, ever. A password is actually something that you must try and remember. Never write it down or save it anywhere. As soon as you do that, if the place where you saved it is compromised, that's it. You are at risk.
Which makes it a bit tougher, because I think we all have like about 100 passwords swimming
Absolutely.
around in our heads, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Right.
and they all have to be different.
This is it, because if you reuse the same password for multiple platforms, once it's compromised, all of those platforms, all your accounts are compromised, and criminals know that.
And they know
so
that.
they will. So if they get hold of your Google account password, they will try it on a whole range of products with the hope that that you might have reused it. So be very careful of that.
Very careful. So how else can people protect themselves when doing mobile banking?
Right. Good news. Good news is that the mobile app is really, really a safe, banking mechanism.
Okay.
The problem is keeping your logon details as secure as possible and as safe as possible. So there are different ways that criminals exploit or steal those. One is through social media. So never ever respond if somebody phones you and starts asking you for your login credentials.
Okay.
That's not on. A bank would never do that. So don't respond to such calls.
Okay.
Also make sure that your phone, if you're using a smartphone, is updated with the latest operating software, the latest version, as well as that you have good antivirus software deployed on the phone.
Okay.
Because the other way of stealing information is through malware. And
What is that?
If your malware is malicious code that is downloaded onto your phone, obviously not by intention, but because you've been tricked to do it, or because of through a back door in the operating system. And what then happens is the malware is pre-configured to steal credentials, and then of course to relay that to a platform under the control of the criminal. So if your phone was infected and you start typing in passwords and confidential information, that information could land in the hands of criminals. So very important to keep your operating system updated and to make sure that you have good protection on your phone.
Wow, that's really great advice, and I'm sure we'll all be keen to heed it. I mean, I've heard some really surprising things that I wasn't aware of today. Thank you so much, Susan.
Only a pleasure.
So did you know that South Africa has a fraud rate of 71%? Well, keeping our cards and personal information safe is the only way to avoid becoming a statistic. So join us next week when SABRIC Head of Service Delivery, Kevin Twynham, explains how to combat fraud.
We are brave, innovative, everywhere. We are SABRIC.
Thank you so much, Bonnie, for helping us with those pearls of wisdom. But stay right where you are, because after the break, Chef Kim is making a mouth-watering butter bean hummus with Turkish flatbread. Plus, we're joined by professional Liesel Zulka, who will be dropping some wisdom on what we can do to maintain a healthy heart. Hey, my baby.
Winner Home, South Africa's premier design and decor reality show, is back. And this year we're coming to you from the breathtaking Parterplay Lifestyle Estate in Somerset West, developed by Baldwin Properties. Follow 3 talented design duos as they transform 3 white box penthouse apartments into fully decorated luxury homes, one of which you could win.
My name is Koketo Marole.
My name is Rekupile Belebesi.
She saw me, I saw her. Together.
Magic.
Now we're here.
Magic.
My name is Nicholas Smith.
My name is Kihumila Mate.
We're not here to play games.
No games to play here. 150% or nothing.
My name is Sinead Turner.
I'm Melissa Westhazen.
We're so excited to showcase what we're capable of, so stay tuned.
Watch the beautiful properties come to life as the design drama unfolds, and stand a chance to win the biggest prize on South African television, your very own dream home. Catch Winner Home from Thursday, 20 September at 7:30, only on SABC3. The stage is yours. Winner Home, proudly brought to you by Capitec and Private Property.
Welcome back from the ad break. You're tuned into Afternoon Express on SABC3, where the stage is yours. Now, conscious eating doesn't mean boring meals. If anything, it gives you a chance to up your cooking game. Just look at Clem's For the Love of Food Butter Bean Hummus with Turkish flatbread, and trust us, it tastes as good as it sounds. Hey, Chef Clem.
You know, so many people make hummus and they just use chickpeas. I love chickpeas, don't get me wrong.
Yes.
But you can use like totally beans, lentils, and we kind of like bring that to life, cooking through the Rhodes range. I found so many of the varieties that I can find in Rhodes to actually make hummus out of. It's really, really easy and really great. So
And also, what I enjoy about it is that we're always finding alternatives. You know, we're changing it up a bit in the kitchen, which I like.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the idea is that you're always going to have a collection of Rhodes quality canned goods in your... We spoke about this last week. In case of a zombie apocalypse, I'm coming to your house.
Coming to
You're
my
stocked
house,
up, yeah.
you're doing the cooking, and I'll provide all the Rhodes amazing quality brand.
There we go, exactly. And we're using butter beans today. So, like I said, if you don't have chickpeas, don't go rush out and go get it. Use what you have. Get these butter beans into a nice pan.
Yum.
So, I like frying beans, okay? Bit of a Mexican thing.
Yeah, I've never tried it.
Yeah, they got the skins on the outside. So if you can imagine the outside's going super crispy and the inside nice and creamy, it's all about texture. So I like frying beans in general, like a fried bean salad.
Yes.
It just works, okay?
Yeah.
Just give
And
it like
also for those who are trying to avoid meat, this is another amazing meal that you can, you know, substitute for our vegan friends.
And it makes a great lunch. Always.
Yeah.
To that, a little bit of roasted garlic. I'm not going to chop this up because I'm going to blend it.
Okay.
That can go nice and chunky. Again, just roast it in the oven for about 45 minutes. Get it nice and sweet and caramelized. Some paprika. That goes
Just
in
for
there.
that little kick
Just
of
a little
spice.
bit. I'm going to keep that for the end. A little bit of salt. And then you do the... You want to try doing the chefy flip because last week we flipped the pancake together.
And we did amazingly.
Yeah, you did. We did so well.
Yeah.
The trick is hold the handle, hold the pan kind of tilted away from yourself.
Okay.
Okay. It's all about the wrist. And you shake, and as you shake, you kind of bring it back.
You kind of bring it back.
Okay,
I'm
cool.
practicing
Are
so
you
that
ready?
I don't flop.
There we go. It's a heavy pan. You can use 2 hands.
Oh, it is a heavy pan.
Look at you! Look at you! I'm worried.
I almost had all your beans all over the kitchen.
But I'm also worried I might not have a job tomorrow.
Yeah, because you know I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you, Clem.
There we go. Okay, cool. Nice and pop that off. That's all you want, just to warm through the beans.
Okay.
We step back. I don't want to
Burn
maybe use
me.
this. Get it inside the blender.
Nice.
I like also blending when the beans are still hot. You get like a creamier texture to it.
So it does make a difference then,
It does
whether
make
you
a
wait
difference.
for it to cool or you do it still hot.
Exactly.
That's
it
always
always.
good to know.
Tahini, which simply is just ground sesame seeds, and that adds a nice nuttiness.
Yes.
Here's another thing. If you can't find tahini, put a peanut butter. It gives you that nice nuttiness as well, yeah.
Okay.
Little bit
Tricks of the trade. Thank you, Clem.
Anytime's what I'm here for that. Thyme going in, a little bit of the spring onion. So you know spring onion, the greens have a different flavor to the whites.
No, I did not.
Greens are a little bit sweeter, but it still gives you great flavor, yeah.
Oh, okay. So the greens are the sweeter part. The white is what, more bitter, I guess?
I wouldn't say bitter. It's just got a little more stronger onion flavor. A little more salt.
Okay.
A little bit of oil going in there. I've got a little bit of water for just in case. A lot of people end up adding, when it's too thick, they add more oil. It just actually ends up thickening it.
Wow.
Yeah, don't do that. Yeah, it's a little bit of water. So get a little splash.
Okay. A little splash of water.
That's good. I like that.
Perfect.
Give it a mix.
Perfect.
And then it's a little noisy.
It's a little noisy in the kitchen.
And that's it. Nice and smooth, just like we've done. We were a little naughty. We took some flatbread, stuffed it with some cheese, grilled it up, served it with the hummus, a little bit of bacon on top, a little bit of veggies because we can.
And ta-da! Time to eat. Get your hands on this mouth-watering butter bean hummus with Turkish flatbread. SMS the keyword Rhodes to 33650. Vast rates apply. T's and C's apply. Visit afternoonexpress.co.za for more.
Rhodes quality for the love of food. Now, September is Heart Awareness Month, dedicated to raising awareness about cardiovascular disease in South Africa. Now, much has changed in the world of health in the last few decades to today, when, like, preventative care is fast becoming a way of life for very many people. Yet, despite this, the rate of cardiovascular disease in South Africa continues to rise, and it's a leading cause of death in the country. So, to spread a few drops of wisdom on what we can do to maintain a healthy heart, we're joined by Professor Liesel Zulka. Welcome to the Loft, Prof.
Thank you. Thanks very much.
So lovely to have you here. So, essentially, I think we all know that the main function, I suppose, of the heart is to pump and oxygenate blood throughout our bodies. Is that it? What is the main, like, is that the main purpose? And what else, if you can make clear for us exactly what the heart does?
So, in fact, the heart has got two sides. It's got the right side and the left side, and each one pumps in a different way. So the right side pumps blood to the lungs so that you can have oxygen. And those are, of course, our batteries to be able to do everything. And then the left side of the heart pumps with much more force because it has to pump blood throughout the body. So it's pumping to our brains, it's pumping to our kidneys, it's pumping to our feet. And those two differences makes it very important because you don't want a lot of pressure in your lungs, but you want a lot of pressure in your feet. So yes, I think you know Chris Barnett said the heart was a pump, but it's actually a very complicated, very interesting and intricate pump. And that's really what keeps everything going. It's also pumping at a particular rate, at a particular time, in a particular way, all the time. We know 60 to 80 beats per minute, every minute of one's life. So it's much more than just a very simple pump.
Now, what exactly is heart disease and how are people contracting it?
So heart disease actually comes in many different forms. And when we think about heart disease, we often only think about what we call ischemic heart disease, so having heart attacks. But in fact, there's multiple different kinds of heart disease. So the one that's causing the most deaths is really ischemic heart disease, but you can contract heart disease as a child. So I'm a pediatric cardiologist. I work at a children's hospital, and that's one of the major things that we see. So we see children who are born with heart disease. Then you have heart disease that you contract during your life. So that's called acquired heart disease. There's something called rheumatic heart disease that affects young children and young people. And then you've also got inherited cardiomyopathy. So this is heart muscle disease. So there are multiple types of heart disease. Another one is having arrhythmias. So atrial fibrillation is when your heart is not beating in the usual way. That's also very common. So we see different types and different age groups, and it's very important therefore to tailor our interventions depending on the age group, depending on the risk factors, depending on the person.
I always thought that heart disease was when you had too much visceral fat around your heart. Not?
No, not really. So the heart is consisting of various aspects. So for example, you have muscle. So when the muscle is not working, that's one kind of heart disease. You know that there are the coronary arteries, so that the arteries bringing oxygenated blood actually to the heart itself. And that's ischemic heart disease, where you actually don't have sufficient blood going to the heart muscle itself. You also have 4 valves in your heart. So if those are not working for another reason, that's another type of heart disease. And of course, as I mentioned with congenital heart disease, the heart is not normal. And so you have a heart that is missing a section, has a hole in it, etc. So each one is very different.
So I know that like before people go and have their hearts checked out, the symptoms start showing a long time before. What are the symptoms and how can we keep our hearts healthy?
Yes, so the symptoms are varied, and I think the most important symptom is actually chest pain. So,
oh no, don't say that. I'm now I'm coughing and okay. My heart's fine. My heart's fine. My heart's fine.
I'm sure your heart is very
good. So chest pains,
but chest pain and chest pain should not be ignored. So chest pain across the chest, sometimes more on the left, but usually across the chest. The kind of thing that people often describe it as is as something is sitting on your chest. So the feeling of an elephant stepping on your chest, pressure rather than pain. If you can put a point and say it's there, then it's most likely not cardiac. It's more sort of a general feeling. And that pain is associated sometimes with nausea, with vomiting, with a feeling of fear, sometimes with sweating. Sometimes it goes down one of the arms or into the chin, which is called referred pain. That's the very classic presentation. But it's very interesting for us, Jeannie, that women actually present with sometimes different style of chest pain. So they can have dyspepsia, they can just have the nausea without the pain. So I think any feeling of discomfort in the chest area, any shortness of breath associated with that makes you sort of worry that there's something going on with it, with your cardiac system.
And the best way for us to protect our hearts and to look after them?
Oh, so there's lots of good ways, and some of them are don'ts and some of them are do's. So the most important don't, of course, is don't smoke. Don't start, and if you are smoking, stop.
And don't even vape.
Don't even vape, and that includes that. I mean, that's very important. The other important do is know your numbers. So know what your blood pressure is, know what your cholesterol is, know what your whether you've got diabetes or not, know if you've got sugar. And then also looking after yourself well. So lifestyle is very important. Exercise, eating a wonderful diet like we've just seen, moderately, you know, keeping active and busy and thinking about the issues in certain risk groups. So children, we need to think about pregnant women, heart disease can affect those, and older people as well. So think about those as well.
Thank you so much for being here and shedding light on so much, where I really feel stressed. As we've heard it's absolutely essential to stay healthy for the functioning and maintenance of a healthy heart.
Because we love our furry friends, after the break we chat to Yannick, owner and designer of Fritz Dog Hotel and Daycare, about creating awesome spaces for your pets.
Rhodes quality for the love of food.
Get ready. The face of cybercrime is changing, and so are we. We are smarter. We take charge. We are in control. We are brave, innovative, everywhere. We are Sabric.
Whiskas, feed their curiosity.
Welcome back to Afternoon Express. Now, along with Pedigree and Whiskas, we ensure that Donut and Baxter are comfortable in their environment, helping them to feel secure and, of course, very happy around studio. So Yannick Kloo, founder and designer of the unique Fritz Dog Hotel and Daycare, is here to tell us more about the benefits of creating custom spaces for your pets. How are you?
How are you, Julie?
So lovely to have you here.
Thank you very much.
Now, I mean, I'm obsessed with your Fritz Hotel. And, I mean, you've you've just created the most unique spaces that, I mean, I would want to stay there, never mind sending my puppy to stay there. So how would you describe, and can you tell us a little bit more about the unique spaces that you've created?
Yes, Judy, the objective for me is, the hotel is named after my own dog, Fritz. So the objective for me was to create a home away from home.
Yeah.
And I always believe a happy dog is a well-balanced dog. So it's not only about what it looks like inside the dog hotel, but how we stimulate the 5 senses of the dog.
Yeah.
For example, if you look at one of those rooms in there, they've got televisions in, and people thought I was crazy to put in televisions. But think about it, if Donut goes home, his dad put on the television, makes some food. So it's something that he's very used to, the noise of a television, and that brings down the stress levels.
Yeah.
And that's why we've got televisions.
I don't think you must have any stress in your life. Can I tell you why? And I want to know if you've gotten any complaints about car accidents. Because going past your hotel on Baton Cross Street in Cape Town, whenever I drive, you've just got the most amazing dogs out there, and I drive like this,
they're so
looking
fun.
at all of the dogs. It's so distracting, but it makes you feel happier. It actually does something to your emotions.
No, we really
have
the best job ever.
Oh,
That's
great.
That's really the truth.
How do you go about, like, I want a new puppy, so if I want to have a unique space for my puppy at home, how do I go about planning what is the best space for him, and how do I go about planning it and setting it up? What do I need?
That's such a good question, Julie, because I think people always want to force a dog or a cat into a direction. And if we just stop and listen, like, just try to listen, but listen to our dogs and cats, and they will show you where's the nicest space. For example, you might think that the corner in this house might be a nice spot, but the cat actually likes the corner where the sun is. So try to first see where the cat feels comfortable, and then you set up a nice space for your cat. And then also try to make sure that it's something that is comfortable with. For example, a dog don't climb trees, and so make sure when you create a space that you consider if it's a cat or a dog and what type of cat and what type of dog.
Yeah, well, Baxter, Donut really loves this couch, for example. But Baxter is so comfortable on that little cat stand. He absolutely loves it. I mean, how do you know what amount of space to give an animal for their space? And is that something for them that psychologically makes them feel safe and, you know, mark their own territory?
You know what we see, Judy, we take about 130 dogs every single day, and you can really see which dogs like what. For example, like we've got a border collie that always sits in the corner and he observes, he's an observer. And then we have like Donut, which is a little bit crazy, and Donut wants lots of space. And for example, what we start now a cat hotel, which opens on the 1st of October. And what we've seen is cats like to go up in the air, but they want to be stimulated. It needs to be a cozy space, like a really cozy space, but also toys, because they're very inquisitive. So always keep that in mind as well, because you need to feel, a dog and a cat needs to feel safe. So that's the first objective, is to keep them safe, and then also try to create things that will not get them bored. For example, this Pedigree dentist sticks, this is really a gem. So if you create a space or a new bed, for example, give it to the dog, and the dog will go and lie on that space, and then it will realize, oh, it's actually my space. I love it and I feel comfortable there.
Because they do understand if it's their space. The same as like if you have a child, it would be their bedroom. So they need their own.
And textures is very important as well. For example, the textures that you use for cats is totally different from the textures that you might use for a dog. Cats like more of a fluffy and, you know, like cozy, in which they can scratch and scratch pads. And dogs actually just want balls, then they're happy. You know? They're actually very easy customers, a dog.
Thank you so much for all the work that you do with animals. You are an absolute gem.
Thank you
so
very
much.
much.
Now, have you created a custom space for your pet? Show us by posting a picture of your very own pet space on the Afternoon Express Facebook page. I am dying to see what you come up with, because I think you can get so creative with a nice little pet space.
They're cute, they're cuddly, and they're TV stars. Baxter and Donut, the adorably fluffy four-legged members of the Afternoon Express family, are sharing their daily adventures on social media. To see what Baxter and Donut get up to behind the scenes, follow the adventures of Baxter and the adventures of Donut on Instagram.
After the break, we get the pleasure of witnessing the Queen of Kwaito performing her latest single, Ayina, alongside violinist and violist.
winter afterwards when it's time for it. So you're going to be on for a little bit and then. So. Yeah, they are. I'm just clicking them. With Mshoza.
Okay, so I saw it was violinist and violist.
Violist.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's such a interesting name.
It's violist.
Violinist.
Because that's viola and violin.
Okay, we're ready?
Oh, violent.
Mm-hmm. Okay, cool.
So wait on us quite good.
Okay.
Are you watching me?
Yeah.
Okay, come again. 3, 2, 1, and... Did you guys finish? Happy names? Do you have the names?
Yes, it is. It's quite loud though.
No, my name's Darren.
Oh, you guys want your actual name?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was the group name.
Oh no, my name's Darren.
Darren, Nisa, and Nisa.
Nisa and Darren.
Nisa.
And Darren.
Yeah, okay, I'm confused because...
Welcome back to Afternoon Express on SABC3, where the stage is yours. If you thought Kwaito music couldn't evolve, well, think again, because this next song shows you how versatile artists can be. Mshoza is breathing life back into Kwaito music, performing her latest single live in the loft titled Ayina Koras. Is Mshoza with violinist and violist.
Fresh money Kayala. Shows I got older, circle got smaller, now we are bone. No bano magoya, bano beloya, bano beloya. Divorce, akufuneki lawyer, no bege soda, pasu yankoma. Celebrity, that's bombe muffin. Batali cortes, I that's your weapon. Ratatata, take to pull like a goma. Dance, Ayina Koras. Dance, Ayina Koras. Let me do what I gotta do. Nigga chance me to soak a labo fugulu. Pape man, shuele fugupu. So from my so I nega la mafugufu. Your dirty lina and it's hanging when I'm kushu. Heat after heat, la de la na janga kushu. For forward pressing to turn this future. Take it back to the future with this lyrical, digital, classical school. Dance, Ayina Koras. Dance, Ayina Koras. Ayina chorus.
Yes, girl.
That song is going to be stuck in my head the whole drive home. Ayina chorus. I'm already singing it. Feeling like a young Mshoza.
I loved those dance moves. Please do it again.
Oh yeah, the hey. I
Go on, have a seat. That was so sweet. I love that song. It is so, so, so catchy.
Thank you very much. Your food looks quite nice.
Absolutely. Please dish up whatever you want.
Guys,
It's all
on
for
diet.
you.
Okay. No, but
Yeah,
not for
Ayina
this.
carbs.
Yeah, Ayina carbs. We're looking so forward to what you have in store for us next. I'm sure your upcoming album is going to be an amazing hit, as is Ayina chorus, and you've just done so amazingly.
Thank you very much.
Your album's coming out soon. So are you staying to strictly Kwaito, or are you collaborating with anybody? What's different? What's new?
It's coming out end of October.
Yeah.
I'm releasing with, I believe, Warner Brothers. I'll be featuring, I'm a Kwaito queen. So
Yes.
I'm the godmother of Kwaito. I can't do anything else.
Yeah.
But I'm featuring hip-hop artists. I'm featuring jazz artists. I want to do a song with Ringo Madlingozi.
Yeah.
I'm working with Questa, Gigi Lamaine, Fefe Cooper, Muzi, the Skanda Queen, and
Stunning.
a whole lot of them, eh?
Oh, it's going to be
already
so
done a
good.
lot.
We can't wait. Thank you so much for being here today. We certainly hope you're going to enjoy your dinner.
Yeah, I think.
That's all.
Can I?
Is
it real?
It's
Is it
all
real?
yours, my love. Now join us again tomorrow as we meet Durban-born designer Lee Schubert, who'll be showcasing her latest summer range on our Fashion Express Thursday. Plus, we chat to up-and-coming musician Robin Third Floor.
Ayina chorus. That's all I can say.
Thank you so much for joining us home. We'll see you again at home. We'll see you again tomorrow, same time, same place. Until then, good night and God bless. Mwah.
Mshoza got older, second got smaller. Now we are bone. No bano makoya, bano beloya, bano beloya. Divorce, akufuneki lawyer. No beg soda, pasu yalkoma. Celebrating, sinas pambe mafin. Batali kote, zwana zawe peshin. Ratatatatek tu bulanga koma. Dance, Ayina chorus.
Afternoon Express, made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.